I invented an entire fake curse language, and it spread. So when I was 14, my parents laid down this unhinged, borderline puritanical house rule. Absolutely no swearing. None. Zip. Nada. One, hell, or damn, and boom. Soap in the mouth, no electronics, no friends, and an awkward "what would Jesus say" lecture that could stun a goat. Dad even made a chart, like a literal language violation leaderboard on the fridge. He'd mark you down like it was a fantasy football draft, only more judgmental. But here's the loophole. They only banned real swear words. They said nothing about made-up ones. So one day, I stubbed my toe hard enough to summon a demon, and instead of saying what I wanted to say, I screamed, "Flybot!" Mom goes, "What did you just say?" Flybot. Not a real word. Technically not swearing. She stared at me like she just watched a raccoon open a Rubik's Cube, but she couldn't argue. It wasn't in the chart. Boom. Loophole activated. Next day, I added Snickerdoodle for general annoyance, Bumbershoot when mad, and Flabberjacks for when I was really losing it. My friends caught wind of this and ran with it. By Friday, I had an entire emotional spectrum of ridiculous curse words. We had food-based swears, pickles, waffles, meatloaf, utensil tier, spatula, whisk, potato masher, old-timey drama queens, great galloping galoshes, jumpin' Jehoshaphat, thundering thimbles, and of course the combo attacks, Mega Snickerdoodle Deluxe, Flabberjacks, Supreme Bumper Sauce Edition. It escalated fast. Dad once heard me lose a video game and yell, "Flabberjacks Dukes with extra bumper sauce and a side of pickled Snickerdoodles." He just stood there, mouth slightly open, concern growing. What does that even mean? Nothing. That's why it's not swearing. Eventually, I organized the whole thing into categories, printed a mini dictionary. I even gave them intensity levels, like hot sauces. Level 1, Dangit, Pickle Nugget. Level 2, Dang, Snickerdoodle, Supreme. Level 3, WTF Rage, Thundering Flabberjacks of Meatloaf Doom. But the peak performance came during a family dinner. I knocked over my glass of water, stood up like I was about to deliver a royal decree, and yelled, "Oh, Flippernot and Bumbershoot! What a snickerdoodling disaster of epic proportions! Great galloping galoshes! This is worse than a spatula shortage during whisk season at the thimble factory." My little brother exploded laughing. Dad choked on his broccoli. Mom stared at me like she just realized she raised a chaos goblin. Then came the real power move, using it in front of their friends. Dinner party, fancy cheese, classy music playing. I dropped my fork and, in my best dead serious voice, announce, "Flabberjacks and pickled bumpers with a dash of Mega Snickerdoodle sauce." Total silence. Adults blinking like someone just activated their factory reset. Mrs. Henderson clutching her wine glass. "What did he just say?" Mom, voice flat and defeated. I honestly don't know, but they knew. And then the virus spread. I started teaching the neighbor kids my vocabulary. Within 2 weeks, the cul-de-sac sounded like Willy Wonka and Dr. Seuss had a baby who stubbed his toe. Preschoolers screaming "Flibbernot" during hopscotch. 7-year-olds screaming "Waffle Whisk" during kickball. Mrs. Peterson called my mom and said, "What is Flippernot, and why is my child saying it in church?" Mom had to say the most defeated sentence of her parenting career. "My son made it up." Well, it's contagious. Half the kindergarten class is saying it now. That night, we had a full-blown family meeting. New rule. No excessive creative language. I protested. "But they're not real words." Dad, through gritted teeth. "We know exactly what you're doing." Mom, "Just talk normally, please." But they were flabberjacked. I never said a real curse word once, and they had no way to stop the Bumbershoot storm they helped unleash. I won.